Good morning. My name is Craig Blurt, and welcome to our computer-mediated communication panel discussion. This panel discussion forms part of a second week of our fourth-year students' learning experience here at the University of KwaZulu-Natal. Now, in this panel this morning, we are going to be discussing what exactly is computer-mediated communication. And briefly, just to introduce our panelists, on my right here, I have Yu Hong, and he's from the Journal of Computer-Mediated Communication, so welcome, Yu Hong. Next to him, we have Michael, and he is an author of a book entitled Dive into Web 2.0. Welcome, Michael. Nice to have you. And then thirdly, we have Deepak, who is from O'Reilly Media. Nice to have you with us this morning. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us, and I'm sure we're going to have a most interesting discussion together. If I might start maybe with Yu Hong. You're from the Journal of CMC, you're a representative, you obviously know a lot about computer-mediated communication. If I had to ask you, how would you define computer-mediated communication? What is computer-mediated communication?
In one simple word, computer-mediated communication is people communicating by internet, by computer. We just talking to each other on the computer. It's not limited by areas. We can talk to someone in America, in England, or something like this. It's very easy.
Michael, would you add anything to that?
Yeah, it's basically this current trend that's happening where people are no longer communicating through, they're using the internet to communicate rather. It's much faster, it's much quicker, it's more reliable, and yeah.
So now, the term computer-mediated communication, it sounds quite general. Deepak, would that include things like cell phones, or is that not part of this?
Yes, it would include cell phones. Take, for instance, the new craze that's going around, Mixit, that's the instant messenger. And there's many other ones like Fring and like MiG-33 that people use to communicate and and they're not face-to-face, and they can be on a global scale, like one country to another country, and they can still communicate.
So you mentioned something like Mixit there. Now, just briefly tell me, what is Mixit? Something that's done on a cell phone? Is there some benefit in using this? Why don't you just pick it up and talk?
It's just a social, instant messenger that you just, through your cell phone, and you just add your friends on there, and you just chat, and you can do many other things that are being included in newer versions that are coming out soon. Okay.
Now, one of the terms I hear a lot about, and Michael, you've written an entire book on it, so I mean, obviously you're an expert, so it's lovely to have such experts with us this morning. What exactly is this term, Web 2.0? You keep hearing it around, and it's in the media. Could you just enlighten us, what is Web 2.0?
Well, some people think it's simply a marketing term, but it's actually a current trend that's very popular at the moment, whereby the internet is becoming a lot more interactive and user-controlled. It's almost the next generation in web development. People, sorry, I'm going blank. Can I refer to it?
Well, I mean, just to pick up something, you said it's user-controlled. Yeah. I mean, wasn't the internet always user-controlled? I remember I would take my mouse and click, click. Is that user-controlled?
Yeah, well, it's a lot more dynamic than that now. Before it was a lot more static, whereby you can view pages and decide which content you want to view, etc. Whereas now, you are actually forming the content yourself. The user is the basis of all the content.
Okay. Now, this term we've said, Web 2.0, Yu Hong, is bandied about all over the place. But then you've also got the other term, which is really the overall discussion we're having this morning, is computer-mediated communication. Are Web 2.0 and computer-mediated communication the same thing? Are they interchangeable? Or?
Not exactly. Web 2.2, just like people can write on the internet as you like, whatever you like.
So you would say they're not interchangeable. Deepak, would you like to add?
Well, I'd say that CMC, it was the grounding feature of this thing where blogging and SMS and email and all were first the textual-based, instant messenger and stuff like that. Then as technology grew and, we got DSL, broadband, then that's where Web 2.0 took over. And then we do have an article that was written about that where they have done research and say that it's becoming a big market whereby the user is in control and they are able to do whatever they want and they are given services that they can use over the net.
So would you say then, just to pick up on that, that is Web 2.0 a subset of computer-mediated communication, or is it
you could say it's actually like an add-on to it, like it's an advancement of CMC. It's just, with the new technology, it's become much more distinct 3D, and it's taking, like Second Life, for example, it's taking a next step forward after CMC.
Okay, well, just picking up on that, Michael, maybe you can help with this one. To try and make it more understandable, could you give us some examples of Web 2.0 type applications that we'd find?
Yeah, you can give us a number of applications you can use, such as Facebook, which is a social networking application used on the website, on the internet. Flickr is a an image hosting website where users can upload their own images, etc., for safekeeping if they want, or to share with other people. Others include YouTube, which is a video hosting website. It's similar to the image hosting, but where users can upload their own videos, etc., and share with their friends or people within their network.
So now, Yuhang, if I just picked up on that, he's mentioned a couple of these Web 2.0 things like Flickr and Facebook, etc. Why do you think people are so excited about these things? I mean, why is there so much excitement in the internet community, so many millions of users wanting to use YouTube and Facebook, all my children are on Facebook, Why is this the case?
Because it makes communication easier for people.
I mean, isn't it easy just to send an email? I mean, why go into Facebook? I mean,
email, for example, I sent your email yesterday. Maybe you saw it this morning. If we are all online, we can talk at once.
Okay, so it's more interactive. You say it's more, you're getting better response. Is that what you're suggesting?
Like I ask you questions, you can answer me at once. Okay. I don't need waiting for you for any other days, something like that.
Okay. Deepak, it sounds all very fancy. We've got all these YouTubes and Facebook things and whatever. What sort of technical skills would a person need to be able to actually get into this?
Well, I guess most people think that you need to know computers in and out and, be like a geek basically to know this. But it's not actually true. You just have to be curious and be this thing like a person that you just go log on and then you just start learning it, and then you just start learning it. You don't really need technical skills. You just have to be curious and just want to see what it's about, and it'll show you this thing, everything as it's shown.
But now I understand that, and maybe Michael, you can add to this. But I hear these terms like AJAX, and I hear that used interchangeably with Web 2.0. Now, you're suggesting you don't need much of this. What would you say? I mean, AJAX sounds complex to me, whatever it is.
AJAX?
Yeah.
Well, AJAX is the architecture behind Web 2.0, whereby all the, as you say, you don't need to have extensive computer knowledge.
You don't need the skills really required. Yeah, because with today's generation, they just pick up on things and they just learn it by themselves, like say Flash Macromedia. You don't need to do the courses. They just simply sit and they just learn it. So AJAX the same. They start building Web 2 applications just by themselves.
So I would need some technical skills. Here I am. I really don't know much, about computers and things. But I would have to go and, you say learn by myself, I'd have to go and learn.
You start off and then you can take advanced courses, and then if you want to go more deeper into it, then you do take courses.
So I would go to, and maybe would it be a good idea then to register at like a university that teaches computer-mediated communication? That would be amazing.
Our website, O'Reilly, we do offer IT courses for the people, and we have a wide range of courses for IT professionals, and if you just want to learn these things.
Oh, well, that's excellent. Well, maybe if I try and put a bit of a scenario, and any of you want to jump in on this one. Let's say I've got this Moroccan restaurant, and delicious food, which I have, but not only do we have a restaurant, but we also sell a whole lot of Moroccan stuff, artifacts and clothing and whatever. Is there some way that if I was saying I want to use the Web 2.0 era to try and improve or get better market reach with what I'm doing, any suggestions on how I would go about it?
Well, you could use eBay as for one, if you want to sell the artifacts. That's one of the things. And then you could advertise via the like Facebook, and they do have the advertising options, and you can advertise on those sites, and you can expand, and then as you can create a website and then make it Web 2.0 this thing compatible, in the sense that it does have all those features, that it's more dynamic and not just static where people just sit and read it, that where they can interact and they can see the items maybe in three-dimensional, they can see whatever, and then say you're having the restaurant, you can have pictures like a panoramic view of your restaurant and see everything, and they'll know about it like that. So it'll be a much more better experience for them before they even come to the restaurant.
Okay. So it sounds like it's a very exciting development. We're living in an exciting era. You're suggesting I can use this Web 2.0 quite nicely in my restaurant. I could probably set up like a Facebook type site, videos, etc.
Yes,
and
yes, you can.
and this would hopefully be beneficial to what I'm trying to achieve. Right, well, thank you very much for your input, and we're going to hand it over to the audience who have filled with lots of interesting questions.
So I just want to know, CMC and Web 2.0 seems to have helped businesses a lot, but has it changed life for the normal person just using a computer, a normal just standard computer user? How has Web 2.0 and CMC, computer-mediated communications, helped a normal user of a computer?
Okay, so he's sort of asking, maybe we can ask Yuhang, how can these applications be used? I think you're suggesting just for the normal person. What would be the benefit for the normal person to be able to pick up on these applications and get some value out of the whole Web 2 CMC thing? But I understand you guys are all experts. What would be a suggestion for the average person to get involved? Excellent, excellent. Well, maybe it's because you're so far above average. I can understand it being from the Journal of CMC.
Well, I'd say, mostly it'll be for social networking, like say Facebook, for example. It's up and coming next to MySpace, and like they basically want to use that, and then now they have the applications that are added to Facebook, and from there they can just basically learn about it. But mostly the main idea is social networking, making friends across a global scale, and then you do have the ones that this thing allow you to further an academic career maybe on certain ones like that.
So, Michael, just picking up on that, in terms of the question in education, is it a value in education?
Yeah, of course it is.
I mean, was it just games?
No,
hear the word social networking you mentioned. Is it just games and fun?
The key aspect of Web 2.0 is the sharing of information. So if you want to find out information about your Moroccan restaurant, you can, for instance, start up a blog or use Web 2.0 to find other people who are also interested in Moroccan foods or restaurants to help you or assist you in what you are doing.
So you get a lot of connectivity,
Yeah.
and you get these communities forming. Okay, that's very interesting. Any other questions? Yes.
Yes, I just want to ask, so what do I need? What do I need to be part of the whole Web 2.0, the whole CMC? What do I need?
Okay, Debo, maybe just run it through. What would be the basics? She's going to get going. What would you need?
At the net, you can just start up on any social networking site, and basically you take it from there. This thing, it just starts off from there, and then as it increases, like Second Life is a three-dimensional, this thing, and at first it just looks like a game, but actually it's much more further than that. This thing, IBM has sponsored this thing like an educational, where you can do educational stuff, and there's business parts of it whereby you can sell land and stuff like that too.
Okay, so it's not that difficult to get into it. Basically, you just need your computer and a little bit of desire, I suppose.
You can even use your mobile phone too. Facebook is accessible from there. You can just log on through your cell phone and just use it. It's going not even just online, it's even being offline to on a mobile, this thing. That's how it's expanding.
Okay, so its penetration is right down into the market.
Yes.
And I think it comes back to an earlier question we were talking about whether mobile phones are part of the computer-mediated communication thing. So, it really is. It's any device is going to let you get part of this. Right, another question.
Right, the thing is that a lot of stuff you have said that can be generally learned by yourself. So me as being a normal person, like a student, and I've studied BCom in general, what would be the benefits of actually me going and doing a CMC course will it benefit me in any way? Because a lot of it seems to be self-study and self-applications where you go and learn by yourself. But if I have to do the course, what benefits will I get from it if I actually have to study it and learn about it?
Okay, well, Young, maybe you can pick up that one. He's saying, you know, if he has to attend one of these courses and what was mentioned earlier, it's all learning by himself. Is this, you know, is this going to be easy or is this worthwhile?
So can you repeat your question again?
He's saying that he'd like to get involved in it, but he's a student, you know, and he sort of gets the impression that a lot of the learning that would be involved in Web 2.0 in computer-mediated communication is discovering it yourself. You know, is that the way it is? Do you have to learn this all yourself? Is it that's the process?
Well, if you got the questions in your study, you can just type the questions on the internet. Someone maybe will answer your questions. Another way, you can find the questions, the answer on the via the internet.
So it is a lot of self-study. Maybe Michael, you pick up. I heard a phrase which might help. Something called wikis.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's got something to do with cricket or something, but I get the impression that it has something to do with learning. And would that be something? Do you know anything about those?
What, wikis?
Yeah.
Yeah, wikis are a really good source for information because it uses collective intelligence to ultimately, you know, get a perfect answer to basically any question or definition to anything that you need to know.
Yeah, basically, people are adding to it every day. Like, you put up one definition of something you think is that, and then somebody else the next day sees it and says, no, it's not that. Then they can change it. They can edit it. That's what Web 2.0 allows you to change it. And anybody can change it, and they can just add pictures and just this thing. So a student, say, well, if he needs help in, like, say, an area that he's learning, and he can go on the net and he can look for that, and somebody else, like, across the world can help him out. Like, that's the thing.
Okay. Right, well, thank you to our panelists for your valuable input, and thank you to our audience for coming through, and we will see you at our next session. Thank you very much.
Thank you.